Good morning. How's everybody doing today? I hope we're all having a good day. Good morning. Everybody woke up on the right side of the bed this morning. And hopefully the weather's nice where you're at. You'll be able to get outside today, get some stuff done. I know for me it's 43 degrees outside. It's not going to warm up a lot. The high today is supposed to be 57. So a little breezy, northeast winds, a little bit breezy, but other than that, not too bad. So for those people who always follow me and know what I do, good morning, YouTube. Hey, I know the weather's been plaguing a few people. It's making going outside and getting things done a little rough. Of course, everything that's going on right now is making going outside and getting things done a little rough. I know we are locked down tight here, and to put it mildly, it stinks, but we had plans to go for some visits, and that's not going to happen. We had plans to go other places, but that's not going to happen. So we are at home, and that's that. So we got to make do with what we have, enjoy each other, even though we're all getting a little bit of cabin fever, so to speak. I mean, so far I'm the only one who really gets to get out, and because I have to go to work, and the girls, they all stay home, and the weather hasn't been real cooperative. It's been super windy lately, so it makes being outside miserable even when it's nice out. Let's see, day before yesterday, it was 85 degrees. Yesterday was 72. Today's supposed to be 57. Tonight, it's supposed to drop back down to around 40, but we got 30% chance of showers. So, and then tomorrow, the high is supposed to be like 45. So they said it was going to drop down about 10 to 12 degrees from Tuesday. They said pretty much every day after Wednesday it was going to drop 10 to 12 degrees through Sunday. I didn't know that was going to happen, but now it looks like it's going to happen. Next week is supposed to be right back up in the 60s though, so and sunny. I don't know, people. These weather patterns are crazy. The weather patterns combined with everything else that's going on definitely is not making life easy. We just have to keep faith that the big guy upstairs has a plan, and he'll keep us in it as long as we keep him in it. So remember that. Remember to keep him in your plan, and he'll keep you in his. So, but other than crazy weather and in our case lack of garden, pretty much everything froze. Kind of caught us off guard. We have one kale plant and one broccoli plant, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the whole garden. I mean, it just devastated. That 3-day frost was only supposed to be one night. It was only supposed to get down to like right at 32. And then it dropped down to 29. And the next night was 19. And the next night was 21. And just devastated everything. So we covered what we could. But see, I figured the first night, sure, 32. 31, yeah, we're good to go, you know. I wasn't that worried about the kale and the broccoli, you know. And but then we got 3 days of it. Oh well, it is what it is, right? I don't know about y'all. I don't know if any of y'all are planning on traveling for the holidays, for Thanksgiving. We had talked about it, but decided against it just because of everything that's going on. And then we got locked down in the state, so that pretty much fully decided it. New Mexico's regulations are so friggin' tight right now that if you leave the state, you're supposed to self-quarantine when you come back. So, there's a lot of states out there that aren't in lockdown. There's a lot of states that still, for some reason, don't have mask laws on the books. One of those being our largest neighboring state. Few cities have mask laws on the books, but that's about it. And they've gone well over 1 million cases. California, just due to sheer population, has gone over 1 million cases. Hey, good morning, Pete. How are you this morning? But when your largest neighbor pretty much refuses to acknowledge that this thing is as devastating as it is, it makes it hard for the surrounding states. You know, I mean, so, you know, I don't know. All I can say is keep yourself safe. Wear a mask, wash your hands, you know, and wear your mask properly. But other than that, that's all I got to say on the matter. Y'all know my feelings. I don't hold back. I let them fly as they are. So, I got news yesterday that we will not be going to the 1 week on, 1 week off work schedule. So that means all the plans that I had for this next week of getting some stuff done and being able to do a bunch of stuff kind of got tossed out the window. Well, partially tossed out the window. So, and the weather it tossed a couple things out the window. And it's also supposed to rain tonight, tomorrow, and Monday, part of Monday. So, you know, just kind of we're just going to add insult to injury here. We're going to ruin your weekend by making it cold, and we're going to throw in some rain just in case that wasn't enough. Just in case you decided you could bundle up and go outside and do it. But y'all, it's crazy life, right? You know, it's crazy life. We do what we can while we can, keep on going. But it is what it is overall. So I just hope everyone's doing well. I know all y'all been wondering why I ain't been putting out videos, and life has been kind of weird lately. So between weather, between work, between, personal stuff. Life has been kind of weird. So everything that's going on in the world ain't helping it. Matter of fact, it's causing part of it. But yeah, you got rain there too, huh, Pete? Yep. I know a lot of places are getting it. So I'm making a diligent effort starting today to try and get my videos back out there. Even though I'm not going to have the week off like I had planned, I'm still going to get some stuff done and get it filmed. So the wife and I made the mistake the other day. It was so windy it wouldn't have really mattered. We couldn't have filmed it anyway. The camera wouldn't have stayed still. We built a small fence across the backyard with pallet wood, just to help keep some of the neighborhood dogs out from pestering our chickens and stuff like that. But I'm going to, the wife and I have talked about it, and I'm going to get some fencing material, and we're actually going to go ahead and put up a fence back there. I'm going to do as much salvage stuff as I can just to keep the cost down. That's why I did the pallets to begin with. We got some nice 6 foot. Yeah, I think they're 6 foot pallets. We got some nice 6 foot pallets, and put them across, and made a nice little, 4 foot fence, but it keeps the neighborhood dogs out. So, and that was the big thing. I told y'all last week we had a incident where some neighborhood dogs were barking at the chickens in the middle of the night. I went out there and yelled dad words at them, and they took off. But that next day is when we decided that weekend is when we decided we were gonna go ahead and put something up. So, but it was so windy that, I mean, we could have held the phone or held the camera, which is my phone, but we could have held it and probably done an okay job. But like I said, it was so windy, and I needed my wife's help mostly because of the wind, partly because she volunteered to help, so which was awesome. She doesn't always get involved with the manual labor projects, but it was real nice that she wanted to help me. So she held some T-posts while I pounded them in with a sledgehammer, because my T-post pounder is still in East Texas. And I don't have access to it right now. Like I said, I could go get it, but I'd have to self-quarantine when I got back. So, so like I said, it is what it is. Maybe I can get one of the guys at the base to put one together for me. I've got the piece of pipe. Got a nice piece of 3-inch pipe. So it's got a little weight to it. Put a cap and some handles on it and call it good, But we'll see what we do. Anywho, back to the subject, my videos. So I've got some ideas in the works. One is for my wife's Christmas present. So she doesn't always watch my videos in a timely manner. So I think we'll be okay. She watches them. She just doesn't watch them, as soon as I put them out. But I've got a couple of things in mind for her for Christmas. So we'll probably do one of those. We have a garage cleanup project to get done. We have a best way to put it is broom and mop hanging rack to get done. So that one's going to be pretty simple. I've got an idea of how to use a piece of pallet wood. and some of those hanging hooks, and I'll just basically, the pallets are side by side, and then they've got the board in the middle, and then they've got another side. Well, a lot of times you'll end up with a stack that looks like a triangle. So I'll just cut it off over here, and then I'll screw these two to the wall, and that'll still leave the one sticking out, and that'll give us a nice standoff rack to hang the mops and brooms and dustpans and stuff like that. So it keeps stuff out of the way, and So got that, couple of DIY projects, since the weather's not cooperating, stuff like that. And then I gathered up some material. We're either going to go to Lowe's and pick up some material, or gather some more material and try and get the top half of the chicken coop that I've been talking about built. To be honest, I've been a little lazy lately too, not getting that built. But since the weather's finally truly starting to get colder, and not that the chickens care, they really don't care, I got good cold hardy chickens, got Americanas, whatever you want to call them, Easter egg layers, and so they're laying really well, and I know that when it's a little bit warmer, they do better, at least when they stay a little bit warmer. So I don't know if y'all do it, but when the weather gets cold, when I refill their water, I always put a dash of chili powder in there, help them warm up on the inside too. So we've got a 3-gallon water, I think, and I use maybe a quarter of a teaspoon of chili powder in that 3-gallon water, so not a lot, a couple of shakes, and it helps keep them warm. So yes, they are, Pete. The pallets are awesome to build with. Like I said, I built the fence, going to build this rack. Most of the wood that I've saved to build the top part of the chicken coop is from pallets. Some of it's from pallet material, big box pallets. So we do the best we can with what we got, try and put this all together and make it work. So I know that the pallets aren't super readily available for a lot of people. I work on a military installation. There's always pallets available. Always. Excuse me. So I am constantly bringing home pallets to build with. Excuse me. I think you're right. I think you're right, Pete. I think I know on the West Coast it's not even 7 o'clock yet, so there's a lot of folks still snoozing. I do this pretty early on purpose, not so that I won't have viewers, of course. I'd love for everybody to come in, but I do it pretty early because it allows me to get on with my day and get things done. And it also doesn't coincide with anybody else. The only other one that really does Saturday mornings is Mama Z, and hers is at 8:30. So 8:30 my time, which is 9:30 her time. But so we don't overlap with one another, and that's good, Sometimes mine will end pretty much right as hers starts, but lately I've been just kind of keeping them shorter, enjoying the time. Lets me ramble along, not really worry, But like I said, if you got the access to pallets, get them. Get them. They're amazing. You can beat them apart if you want. I personally, I like using my Sawzall. I just cut through the staples or nails that are holding them together and roll on. So sometimes I use them as is. They're real good to make little sheds with, especially if you tear one or two of them apart. Then you can use the boards to hold the pallets together, which is kind of what we did with the fence. I put a piece of top rail on between the two pallets to help steady them. So the fence is pretty much one solid piece across the top, which makes it a lot more stable. But you can build just about anything out of pallets, you know. Like I said, you find a couple of long pallets and strip them apart for the 2x4s, and you've got yourself some nice top rail, bottom rail, you know, for your pallets, and you just stack them on top of each other, screw them together, and roll on. You know, you can build a nice little building or a shed or, you know, what have you that way. Plus, you've got built-in cubby for insulation to tuck in and behind and keep it in place. You don't need to staple it in. You know, you got to do a little bit of work feeding it down through, but you don't have to staple it in or anything like that. So the stuff that I've got access to right now looks like I'm going to have access to anyway this next week, I hope, because it'll come in super handy. Is we have they have some of those 4x4 box pallets that are the boxes with the plywood sides, and they also have some of the 3x4 ones. And if I can get a hold of a couple of those, I've got built-in sides and a roof just done. Boom, 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 you know. And that'll make things a whole lot easier. That'll definitely make things a lot easier. So I'll be able to just build a frame, put those on the frame, and put some insulation on the inside and call her done. You know, I'll probably use solid insulation, the foam board. The foam board's pretty inexpensive, and I only need like 2 sheets to do the whole thing. So I'll buy 4 and I'll double stack them. So, hey, good morning, Crystal. How are you this morning? Pete, exactly. That's a great way to get a couple of good loads of pallets. That is a great way to get a couple loads of pallets. You know, I love them. I love building with them. I got some projects that I've been meaning to finish that I've been lollygagging around and not putting them together, and so I have to admit, you know, with everything that's been going on and all, you know, been doing well, thank you, and yourself. I mean, you're warm and happy, I see. Is the weather cold, or is it nasty where you guys are? Today it's only supposed to get to 57 here, so. So I got some projects that I've been putting off, unfortunately. Like I said, with work and everything, and you know, I mean, hell, I'll admit it. I've been kind of depressed. You know, it's hard because you know you don't get to do the things that you normally do, and it throws your whole schedule off. And if you're a schedule kind of person, like I am, I roll out of bed 5:30 on the weekends. You know, my wife says, "Why are you getting up so early?" I get up so early because my body is attuned to getting up that early. It's been doing it for 30 plus years, and you know, now that's just what it does. Why, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. I haven't been on and on a whole lot, but I've been trying to keep my lives going anyway. So I figure at least I can get the message out that I'm still around and I'm still going. And but there's my little munchkin. Hi, baby girl.
I just came in here for you to help me spell heart.
Heart. H.
H.
E.
E.
A.
A.
R. T.
R. T. Thank you.
You're welcome, baby. Yeah, you know, life has gotten insane. They keep locking stuff down here, which I don't have a problem with. It keeps all of us safe from the crap that's going around, but it also eliminates a lot of opportunities. So we can't take the girls to the park. We can't, you know, we can't go to the park. We can't go to the zoo. They have a nice little local zoo here that really is like 5 blocks away, you know. The garden froze, so there's pretty much no garden other than my wife and I pulling the stuff up that died, you know, which is pretty much everything. So, but again, I have so much of my stuff stuck in East Texas, and I could go pick it up, but I not only put myself at risk, I put my whole family here at risk by going through a state that is not doing enough to regulate as far as I'm concerned. They are, a lot of places, like I said, have mask laws, but a lot of them don't. So, a lot of my tools are still in East Texas. With everything that's been going on, I haven't been able to get back over there and pick them all up. So, without wanting to buy more, you know, I don't do stuff. And I know that's an excuse, and I don't want to make excuses. No, it's not really an excuse. It's an explanation. It's why I haven't got stuff done. But just day to day, trying to keep my sanity, trying to keep from being too depressed, and trying to keep my family from being too depressed. Is a daily battle. Oh, dadgum. Had a COVID scare. It was negative. Well, I'm glad it was negative. I know I personally have been tested twice. We had, back in the early, I had an appointment with the VA and they tested me. And then, we had a guy in our shop come up positive, and so I went and got tested again. About 8 days later, I went and got tested again, and was negative again. So that's good, you know. We'll keep the old fingers crossed that it stays that way. So I am pretty much the only one who goes out of the house, you know. Away from the house, I should say. You found onions that you forgot you planted, huh? Excuse me. I've done that. I didn't even get my garlic planted this year. Things have been so insane, I didn't even get my garlic planted. So, the wife and I have talked about it. We dug up all our sweet potatoes too. Mostly little ones. Only a couple of real big ones. So ate one of them, one of the big ones, saved one of the big ones for later, and the little ones were pretty much feeding to the chickens. They're loving them. So fed the chickens the last of our Kajari melons that we couldn't get to, so they had gone mushy, but they loved them too. So now, knowing my luck, I'll have Kajari melons growing in the yard next year. But the wife and I were talking about it, and I think I'm just going to go to the store and buy some store garlic and go ahead and stick it in the ground, unless I can find some, unless Mary has some or Luke has some. Then I'll probably just go to the store and buy some and stick it in the ground. So it is what it is. The wife and I, Crystal, were talking about what are they? Okinawan sweet potatoes. So we are thinking about getting some of those. I think they have a whiter outside flesh with a purple inside flesh. And we are kind of aching to try those. So I think probably January, February-ish, I'll probably get a couple and start them here in the house and get some slips going so that we can plant some of those. I've got a large compost, 4 feet by 4 feet, and now it's about 6 feet tall. So I have to build another compost bin, so that's another one on the list, so that I can turn that one over into the compost. So I'm looking forward to getting that going. I love our compost. I have been blessed with, the one thing we are blessed with here is dairies. We have dairies everywhere. And what's that mean? Tons and tons and tons of black gold. So we got a lot of manure that is just ready to go. And so I told them that I wanted some of their hot manure, and the guy was like, "Really? People usually come." I said, "I know, but I have a compost pile, and I need the hot manure so I can break stuff down." Oh, that guy was stoked. So I'll go pick up some hot manure, and we'll get this bad boy rolling good, and I'll layer it in there and let it break down these greens and these weeds and all this garden stuff that I've pulled out, and then we'll really have a nice compost heap. So rain catchment and a greenhouse build, nice, very nice. I was thinking about doing a hoop house. I still am. At this point, we have so little space that I'm not even really sure where to put it, you know. Sorry, I have the my laptop is plugged in, and you know the little cord keeper, it has Velcro on it. Yeah, well, it's sticking to my socks. I'm not even sure where to put the greenhouse if I put it. So we've talked about doing a hoop house right directly behind our bedroom window. Maybe just like a 10 by 10 or a 10 by 12. That's the due west side of the house. So it'll get a lot of afternoon sun, unfortunately. But I can make it work. So, but you guys are going to try old window build. Nice. I love window build greenhouses. I really do. They just look so unique. They always look so unique. Because let's face it, you put stuff together the way it fits to your eye. And I think that's the best part about it, because everyone's eye is different, and you roll down the road and you see some of these, you're like, ooh. Some of them you're like, what were they thinking? But that's half the fun of it. But all in all, as a gardener, you look at them and you go, yeah, because they work. They work. So, and that's what's important. I remember growing up, we had a window greenhouse. It was about 12 feet wide. Maybe it was 16 feet wide, because I think that's how big the sheets were for the roof. So 16 feet wide, and it was 20 feet long. So, and it was all old windows. A few of them opened, which was nice. We put the corrugated material on the roof that let the light in through the roof. We lived in snow country, so Pops had a few more boards going across. I think we put them on 1 foot roofing trusses, because we knew that it snowed and we didn't want any of it to cave in. But what was so unique about it was that Pops had set it up. Now, this guy, my Pops, he's a smart man. He thought about this. Our wash machine drain and our dryer vent both came out in the greenhouse. The wash machine drain came out underneath and ran through a little rock brook that Pops created to run through the greenhouse. And the dryer vent vented at one end of the greenhouse. Pops put together a bunch pipe and vented the dryer vent into the greenhouse. So the greenhouse was warm year round. Sure, I mean, just like any place, it gets cold, but it was awesome. It was awesome. You know what? That's the best kind, though, Crystal. I really believe the "what were you thinking" are the best kind, because they really make you look at them, and I love that. And if you've got multiple different shapes of windows, even better, because then you just got random board placements, and But yeah, venting the dryer into the greenhouse was probably the best thing. It did always smell good. Mom used Cheer. Pops and I are both allergic to Tide. But yeah, she used Cheer for a long time, and then she started using borax and washing soda. So now you know where I got it from. But venting the dryer in there was probably the best thing we could have done, because not only did it keep the warmth up, but it also helped keep the humidity up. So even when it got dry out. So, and like I said, I grew up on a ranch in Northern California, so there were times of the year that it was very hot and dry. But when you vent the dryer in, it brings a lot of humidity in there, and man, the plants just loved it. They went crazy. So Mom had huge tomato plants. We had tomato plants almost year round. Almost. And we'd have them all the way into January before they'd really get so cold out there that they'd just quit producing. So, but yeah, it was pretty awesome. You could grow just about everything in there, and we did. I don't know that on this property that we're renting here, if I have enough space for it. So I want one. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to turn my whole 30 by 40 garden into a 30 by 40 greenhouse. You know, that would be outstanding. I wouldn't have to worry about it at all, you know, but unfortunately I can't do that right now. So, we are still looking, you know, but we are still looking. But the Victorian farmer, insulated floors, line it with glass bottles. Yeah, that's another good one. It's the earth homes. Exactly right. The air in the bottles helps keep it warm. I know people that do walls out of those things, and they put the opening to the bottle inside the house, and so there's an opening on the inside, but the outside, you know, is faced to the west or southwest side. Yes, baby.
Can you put watermelon?
Put what?
Watermelon.
Watermelon?
Mhm.
Now you're gonna make me put on my glasses, you little stinker. There you go, watermelon.
Thank you. I still need to spell.
Yeah, the earth houses are pretty cool. Some of the earthship ideas. I've seen people use tires. I've seen people use plastic bottles. I've seen people use glass bottles. There's some pretty cool ideas. There's some really cool ideas. Putting the back of the bottle on the outside of the wall and then the opening on the inside of the wall helps radiate the heat from the wall into your greenhouse or your house, which is pretty unique. So I think that's a pretty cool idea. It's a good way to salvage some of that stuff too. You know, you could do it with plastic bottles. Might be a little tougher, but I'm sure you could. I'm sure there's ways to make it work. But I know a lot of people, especially walls. A lot of people do walls with tires and stuff like that. So, and then just fill them with concrete. So it's all pretty cool. But like I said, we got plans. We just got to see if we can make them happen with everything that's going on. I would like to get some more pallets. I've got a couple of long ones left that are about 3/4 torn apart because I've used stuff off of them. I told my wife I wish I hadn't used one of them. It was a nice 8-footer, would have finished out our back fence real nice. But instead, it got used for another project. So it is what it is, right? We make do. That's what we do as homesteaders. We make do. So should be pretty good. Like I said, got some projects in the works, so got to get to them, get them done, and get them filmed. Most importantly, get them filmed. Get it on film. So exactly, got it. You know, I got these ideas. I just got to lock them down and get them started. You know. So once I get them started, I'll be in a lot better shape. So exactly, use it up, wear it out, make do or do without. So, you know, the homestead method. And I absolutely love it. So, you know, reuse, repurpose, recycle. So get her done. So we got to get these things going, get them online, get it out for people to see, let them see what we've been up to. I think now that Streamlabs has opened up for me to do more live, even from my cell phone, because, as some of you know, I did a live with my cell phone because my laptop wasn't working. But I'll probably do a couple of short lives, while I'm out and about doing stuff. So help me and help y'all stay in touch. So anyway, it has been fun. I don't want to drag on too long because I still want to get over and see Mama Z, see what she's got going on this morning. So God bless y'all. Y'all take care. No dough, no problem. Just grow. So God bless y'all. I love y'all. Take care. Stay safe. And goodbye, YouTube. Y'all stay safe now.